This learning is Le'ili Nishmas Broya Bas Chananya Mesachas Demai Perek Mishna Aleph. Halikeach Peres Mimishe Einei Nemon Al Hamaisris. Someone who buys produce from someone, meaning an Amoritz, who is not believed to have separated the Maisris. V'shachach la'asron, and the person who bought it forgot to separate the maisrus, and now it's Shabbos, and on Shabbos it's forbidden for a person to separate the maisrus. So the halacha is v'shoyale b'Shabbos. If he asks him on Shabbos whether the maisrus were removed, and he tells him that they were removed, so then yechol al piv, he could eat the produce based on the Amoritz telling him that the maisrus were removed. And the reason is because we say that an Amoritz will not lie on Shabbos, because Amos the Shabbos alei, the fear of Shabbos is upon him. The Mishnah continues that Choshcha Motzei Shabbos, if it became dark and now it's Motzei Shabbos, so then he can't rely anymore on the testimony of the Amoritz, and therefore Lo Yechol Ad She'aser, he's not allowed to eat from this produce until he first separates the Maisrus. The Mishnah continues Lo Motzei, if he was unable to find the person who sold it to him, and the Omer Le'echad She'einei Nemon Ala Maisrus, and someone else, another Amoritz, who is not believed about separating Maisers, tells them that Musarinhain, they are Mu'asr, the Maisers were separated. They know this from the other Amoritz. So the halacha once again is Eichel al Piv, he's allowed to eat based on him telling him this, because once again, we say that the fear of Shabbos is upon him. And Choshcha Motzei Shabbos, if it became dark on Motzei Shabbos, so then he can't rely on this anymore. And Lo Yechol Ad She'aser, he's not allowed to eat from this produce until he first separates the Maisers. And the Mishnah concludes, Trumas Maiser Shel Demai, Shechazra Limkeima. If a person purchased the Demai, and they separated the Trumas Maiser, which is a tenth of a tenth, that means it's 1 out of 100. So they took out, let's say it was exactly 100, they took out 1 for Trumas Meiser and it fell back in. So now 1 fell into 99. And the halacha is that Truma is not batal unless it's 1 in 100. So this is not batal. And now it comes that they can't eat the entire mixture. So Rabbi Shimon Shizuri Eimer, Rabbi Shimon Shizuri says, Af bechel shaylei va'echlei al piv. In such a case, you can even ask the Amoritz during the weekday whether he has separated the Maisers, and if he says that he has, so that means there was no need to separate that Truma, because the Maisers were already separated by the Amoritz, and you could eat it based on his testimony. And the reason is because Truma is a very severe thing, and we say that the Amoritz will not lie about having separated the Maisers if it will lead to someone eating Truma.